With ticker symbol BEEM, Beam Global provides sustainable EV charging in minutes, not months, as quoted by the company. This is achieved by their recent product, the EV Arc, which can be deployed in minutes without the use of construction or bolting. Beam Global operates in the clean energy sector, specifically in the charging of electrical and hybrid vehicles. This sector is constantly growing, and with the UK banning the sale of petrol and diesel cars by 2030, along with Norway recently becoming the first country to sell more electrical cars than its fossil fuel counterpart, we must ask the question, should you buy Beam Global stock? At the time of recording this video, Beam is currently trading at $65.79, with a beta of 1.14 and a market cap of $484 million. Currently, the stock looks overpriced, and even though it isn't too volatile, it is still reactive to the general market. This stock caught the attention of the average investor and traders with a huge increase in the price we have witnessed recently. The stock is up 291% in the past 13 weeks, and it only gets better from there. Over the past 26 weeks, Beam Global stock has increased by 390% and a whopping 945% over the 56-week period. This is related to the fact that the city of Montebello and California announced that they were going to deploy Beam Global's EV Arc, which saw a 25% increase in Beam stock in just 2 days. Furthermore, big hedge fund managers were betting on Beam stock since September of 2020, when the stock started to take off. Moving on, and relative to the S&P 500, over a 52-week period, Beam Global has seen significantly higher returns by 812%. However, this is due to the current Beam bull run we are seeing. The stock as a whole is quite risky, as we are seeing a 3-month average volume of 15.9 million, meaning any movement in price could be quite drastic. Overall, I'd say Beam Global stock is overpriced at this moment in time, and therefore we'll have to investigate the financial strength of the company to see if its stock price is worth its ownership. In the trailing 12 months, Beam Global has a negative cash flow of $4.89 million. Since there isn't any free cash, we need to look more in depth into the financials of the company. The current ratio sits at 4.52 with a quick ratio of 3.26. Both ratios are good and indicate that there is a strong ability of Beam Global to liquidate quick assets and pay off short-term debts. This same trend can also be seen with the balance sheet. The balance account shows that there are $7.29 million worth of assets and only $1.46 million of liabilities, of which only $300,000 of those liabilities are short-term. This great balance sheet shows that the company is financially strong. It is also good to note that Beam Global doesn't pay any dividends to its investors at this current time, and therefore we cannot dive deeper into its payout ratios and dividend history of the company. Over the past year, Beam Global's net profit is down 94.7%, with a 5-year average of negative 83.1%. However, the business is still in its development stages, let alone being an emerging market such as EV charging. This is why there's no surprise to see negative profits in such market environments. On the other hand, revenue has grown 22.5% over the past 5 years, with a 37.7% growth in the most recent 3-year period. This potentially shows signs of what's to come, as the EV sector, I believe, will play a large role in the market's future. Furthermore, as the sector is new, when one company sees significant growth, other companies in the same sector see some level of growth too. Take the medical sector, for example, which has seen growth across all companies due to recent advancements in the COVID-19 vaccine. With most countries progressing with environmental issues and car manufacturers making strides with electrical vehicle quality, I don't see any reason why Beam Global stock shouldn't go up over the next 10 years. Using our programming, I've managed to create a script that forecasts any stock's price based on previous data using ARIMA modelling. And from said script we get the following graph which shows the price to continue increasing over the next 100 days. However, on TipRanks, analysts have suggested that the price has a low of $30 and a high of $90, along with an average of $56.67 over the next 12 months, which is below what Beam Global stock is currently trading at. When researching the stock, I found to myself, when are they going to break even? Because if they do, which I think is highly probable in the future, the stock's price will see a huge increase in that quarter. When reading an online article, an analyst predicted Beam Global's earnings per share report will break even just after 2022. I must note that these forecasts do not take into account of any groundbreaking news, market rallies, or any other external variables. These forecasts are not the absolute truth about Beam Global's stock price or earnings per share report, rather than just an indication. Finally, with all the information we have about Beam Global, we are able to come to a conclusion. In conclusion, due to the recent boom in stock, Beam Global is currently overpriced. However, despite having negative cash flow, the company does have good liquidity and ability to survive short term. Along with a great balance sheet, the company is financially strong. We also see poor negative margins, but this is to be expected for a developing company in an emerging sector. The revenue growth is fair over the past 3 years, but the sector as a whole has great potential. The high potential of the company is also bolstered with the new patents Beam Global have received on their new developing products. The forecasts show that Beam Global are expected to break even in 2022, along with strong buys from analysts at TipRanks. So, should you buy Beam Global stock? I am rating this stock a weak buy. I would wait for the prices to drop and buy Beam Global then. Even still, I would take a small position in it and definitely diverse my portfolio among different companies in the EV charging sector. I just don't personally believe that the world is ready for the change from petrol cars to electric cars just yet. With regards to my own personal portfolio, I will not be taking a position in Beam Global at this moment in time, but will be looking at the stock closely. I will be adding this stock to my watch list so that we can see if I've made a good or bad decision in the future. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and even subscribe for more videos just like this. Leave a comment on your thoughts about Beam Global stock in the comment section below, and if you want to suggest any stocks for me to analyse for future videos, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.